Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. You came at a great time. If this is your first time, this is where I go over all the things that I've worked on throughout the week. Some weeks are a little more than others, if you know what I mean. But I do that and, kind of reflect back on some of the stuff that I've done. Sometimes there's storytelling. It's yarn related. I'm not going to lie. It's all yarn related because let's face it, isn't that why you're here? It's yarn. It's the love of yarn. Whatever we do with it, whether it's knitting, crocheting, weaving, the Tunisian crochet, mosaic, this, that, the color work, it doesn't matter. You want a macrame, you go for it. Macrame's back. Although, I don't know, I think it kind of came for a little bit and I'm not so sure if it's 100% back, but either way, it's yarn products. You can do anything you want with it. That's just all there is to it. So, like and subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube's doing its little weird thing and it's unsubscribing subscribers. If you want to take a look and see if you thought you were subscribed, if you got unsubscribed, YouTube's weird. Anyway, yarn and crafts. I got some stuff done this week. I know, that's crazy. The last couple weeks, not as much. But I realize that's because I've been doom scrolling on my phone. No, don't do that, right? So I'm detoxing. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'm working on that as best as I can. And it's showing. I'm feeling better. I'm happier, right? That's how that goes. And I got a couple things done. So let's see. One of them I got done was this lovely square. This square is designed by Regourd, and she has taken on that massive effort, and I'm just like, hands off to the woman. I don't know who she is or anything along that line. She's out of Paris. She's a Ravelry designer, but she has put one square free a week for the entire year. Holy cow, that's a lot of patterns. And this one was square 22, I believe. I'm a little behind. I haven't there's a couple weeks that I haven't done. This one took me a couple weeks to do, not because it was hard, but I was doing other stuff, right? Because I was for a while there doing one of these squares a week. Mine I've done, these blanket squares with just that wonderful worsted weight acrylic value yarn. I chose Big Twist value because that's easy for me to get a hold of. It's inexpensive and I've got a Joann close to my work so I can drop by, pick things up on my way home from work, and it's not out of the way or anything like that. So that's my choice, but whatever you want to use. You don't have to use acrylic. You can use whatever you want. You can make it out of cotton. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do worsted weight. I did on size 8 needles. That made these squares 17 inches square. And what I'm doing with those is I'm sewing them together. I'm gonna get a bunch, and I'm making blankets that I will end up donating to the children at Camp Buggy Creek. So I'm doing other stuff. I've got all sorts of crazy, chaotic ideas to decorate them even more so. Each square itself is different and unique. So this will be the only square that I make like this. So each square is different, each square is unique, and I'll have a border around it, and then I'm gonna do some embellishments. So, that's another story, but I did something. Yes, so happy, so proud to have finally got that square done. That one took me the longest. They all have the same amount of rounds. They're not hard. I just wasn't working on it. That's all there is to it. Just wasn't working on it. And then a couple other things that I got done. Like I said, I'm really, really thrilled. Oh, yeah, I'm looking over there. Okay, one of them, we know the emotional support chickens have taken the world by storm. They just have. I don't know if it's because of the name and everyone thinks it's cute and it's funny, or they just like the idea of a pet chicken. I don't really know, but I've made a few of them myself. My daughter had the first one. I have my second one here, and I got the yarn from this particular one from Elaine from Penguin O Crafts for the Mystery Yarn Challenge that Lori and the Armchair Chef puts on. I'll have all those names down below. Feel free to check them out. So she sent me this gorgeous yarn, and the whole thing for the challenge was to use some of all the yarns in one project. So this is my worsted weight. Well, she also sent me, as just a bonus because she knows I like fingering weight, the orange right there. I added the blue myself. So here's my other chicken. Yeah, I realized I have to put the little red comb on it. So there you go. But this one's fingering weight. This is worsted weight. And that's why I wanted to show you what they look like size-wise when you do the differences. Same pattern, same stitches, No doubt on that. I get little eyeballs on there. My husband made fun of me. He said, are they even? Are they crooked? It wouldn't be yours if they weren't crooked. He knows me. But that's that. The orange is what she sent me, that orange variegated. The blue is Knit Picks, one of their, I think it's Knit Picks Stroll, their neon colors that I got years ago. So I don't know if they still have them, no clue, but it was just parts and bits of that. I think that the color combination was really, really nice. So if you weren't aware, the Emotional Support Chicken, yes, this is a paid for pattern. You can get it in knit and crochet. I have both of them. I haven't done the crochet one yet, but I did purchase both patterns. But again, this is it. I put weight down in the bottom of this one. You know, you can, you know, that bouncing. This one I didn't, but it kind of does. So in the bottom of it, what I did is I sewed that on the gusset all the way around, right? Got that, and then had just these back tail feathers open. And I'm not the only one that does this. I have all those end pieces and cuttings, you know, that just, hey, I used a little bit of yarn, whatever, and this is just the snipped ends from weaving in your ends, and I stuffed it with those ends. So it's heavier than polyfill. It kind of sits a little bit better than if it was just the polyfill, and the polyfill, I think I would have ended up rounding that bottom more so. So over half of it is just end cutting from previous projects, and then I stuffed the head with polyfill and a little bit at the top with the polyfill, but I wanted it weighted, so that's what I did. And you know, waste not, want not. I mean, I had all the ends, and for whatever reason I have a whole bag of them, so might as well use them. And yeah, so finally got it, sewed it together. I got to put on some red. It's fine, it'll be fine. But got a project done. I know, that's 2 things finished. Now, granted, this just needed to be sewn together, but still, how many times do we do all the work for whatever our project is, whether it's knit, crochet, doesn't matter the craft, and we're down to the finishing touches, and for some reason, we walk away from it. We don't want to weave in our ends. We don't want to sew it together. You know, me, don't want to put on the sleeves. Don't know why. You know, is it a psychological thing where we just don't want to, when we finish it, we know the project's done and it's sad? I'm not really sure. I don't understand, because let's face it, we're constantly crafting. So what's the difference? You know, with me, why not just sit down and work on my sleeves? I'd have a finished sweater that would be gorgeous, right? I know, we're weird. Okay, I'm weird. Maybe you're not. Maybe it's just me. But there you go. So, so thrilled, so proud to have buckled down and got those done. And then I also, Erin from Crafting Kitty spurred this one on. She does a creator spotlight every month where she highlights a different creator. And this month it is Fiber Spider. And I'd made a previous blanket using the crochet granny square, the stained glass crochet granny square. And then I just did these cute little pot holders. That's front, back, or either one, it doesn't matter. And this is how the pattern is written. And then I did it a little different for this one. Isn't that cool? Like Argyle effect. Isn't that just the coolest? So I have my new set, very happy, very bright, pretty. You know, the goal for these, I was going to use them on the table as just hot pads, just to protect the table. I know that the yellow is a 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, so don't use them as hot pads getting stuff out of the oven. You know, acrylic will melt, but something for the table where it's not boiling, you know what I'm getting at, and just to protect the tabletop. Or, I'm not gonna lie, these things feel amazing washcloths. So I'm not really sure if I'm gonna end up keeping these or end up gifting these, you know, with the fancy bar of soap and all that other stuff, right? But really thrilled. Erin really spurred this one on with her creators spotlight this month. And if you don't know about that, go check her out. She does a new one every month, and watch her videos because she has prizes and different things along that line. And you know, get the details, join in, play, have fun listening to another content creator that you might really resonate with. It is absolutely wonderful. So she definitely spurred that on, and I really like the springy colors, and it was wonderful to just get something done, right? And to get a pair finished. What a sense of accomplishment, since last week I don't think I did too much. I worked on big projects, but I didn't really finish anything. So it was nice to finally bust through that mold and get something done, right? So really thrilled with that. And let's see, I've got other things. I did take my socks out. They were in the car, so I've got them back here, and hopefully I don't mess it up. So I am doing them 2 at a time using double points because that's my preferred method. And here is one sock. So we see I am now at what I call the straightaway. So I've done the cuff, the leg of the sock. I put some fancy little details on the back right here. That's just some twisted ribbing that I thought looked nice. Here's the heel flap, the turn, and I have finished the gusset right here. And now it is, for this particular one, knit straight until it is ready to put the toe on. That's where I'm at on that one and the other one. So I got work on both of them. So they are growing. This is good. So I am working on this one. I'm working on the gusset. So I've already done the full heel and getting that gusset, and then they'll both be at the same point again. So that's, to me, pretty exciting. This will be my first pair of socks for the year. Yeah, there we go, right? Little bit at a time. You got to celebrate life's victories. I touched it. I put some stitches on it. You can see that there's progress. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. They're not done yet, but I'm going to take it. I'm just going to take that as a win. There you go. Got it. So really thrilled with that. And here's another one that I thought for sure I was going to pull out. Not because it's ugly. It's not. It's quite nice. It really is. And not because I don't like it. I do like it, and I think it's very pretty. It just, out of my wheelbarrow, was something to make. And I made some mistakes early on, and it was quite frustrating. Yeah, if you've been around a while, you know it's my Tunisian shawl. This is by Tony from TL Crafts. She does have a tutorial. This is my first wearable Tunisian thing, right? So there we go. Look at that. So it has grown quite a bit. I have now used 2 full balls of yarn on this, and the yarn is like a hug. It is. Let's see. Did I hide it? Oh yeah, I hid it. Okay. This is Joanne Party Fleck, and it's there, and it's behind all the other stuff. So I've got to pull out my 3rd ball of yarn for this. I've got plenty. Definitely not done. So this is the honeycomb stitch here. It gives that nice texture, and it's really quite pretty. And then this is the simple stitch, and I grew up with it being called the Afghan stitch. I'm using a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. Yeah. So having 2 full balls into it, that's pretty cool. And you know, it's worsted weight that I'm using, right? So let's see. So I've got quite a bit more to go to make it to where it'll stay. Now I do finish it off with this edging here. So that 3rd ball, I'll go a bit farther and then see how that looks, and we'll see when I decide to do that. I know I'm well over 100. Yeah, I think I'm over 100 stitches per row or something like that. I don't know. But that's quite an accomplishment. That's a lot bigger than the last time I brought that out. I did work on it for a couple nights, and I was shocked when I was so close to getting that full ball done. So push forward, finish that. There you go. So that's cool. And you know, I don't really expect to get that done anytime soon. So the fact that I did grab that, work on that and everything, I thought was really, for me, it was impressive because, like I said, I thought I was going to pull it out. So I am persevering, and I took my own advice, because what I'm always telling everyone else is 1 stitch counts. Just pick it up, put on 1 stitch. Most of the time, if you pick it up and it's in your hand to put on 1 stitch, you're going to put on 2 or 3. Let's not get crazy and talk about a full row, right? But you're going to put on a couple more because, you know, it's just that rebellious nature that we have. It's like, I can, you're not the boss of me. I can do what I want. So we'll do that type of thing. And that way it's a mental. So when we are ready to pick it up for real, we've continued to progress. it's not just stalled, right? It's not completely out of our mind. So I thought that was pretty wonderful that I was able to do that. Yes, that was pretty cool. Let's see, what is the other one? Where's my other shawl? I don't know. I guess I'll show that to you next week because I didn't put it next to me. That's fine. So I know you guys have watched me through this week, and you know I just started this Queensland collection. The pattern is called Kaylee. The yarn is called Myrtle. Look at that lace detail right here. That is so pretty. And you've got optional waist shaping and all that other wonderful stuff. I actually bought the yarn, the Myrtle yarn Queensland collection. This is 180 yards, 100 grams, 100% lyocell. It's called a vegan silk. The color is seafoam. I am on my 4th skein of this. I think I will be into the 5th ball, and I don't think I'm going to need the 6. I got 7 because the largest size said 7, but I didn't end up making the largest size. So I've got plenty of yarn. There you go. To do whatever I want. You want to see the progress so far? There we go. Look at that. I have it on the try-on cables. It is that lovely mint green. I have the little stitch marker in the front. It's just for my own thing. But I have finished the waist shaping, and I am now, I've done one of the increases to bring it back and everything, and I've got to increase more before doing that lace at the bottom because I have to have a specific stitch count. It's by multiples of 16. So I will have to increase some more, but look at that. And that's not even finishing the sleeve. That's just, all of those are just on the yarn, the holder. Sleeves aren't done. But that is there front. I like the way that that lays. Let's see if I can stand up. So I finished all the waist shaping right here, and you can see the little dart kind of a thing going down right here. I've done one increase. I'll do one more and then be able to start that lace at the bottom. So that is where I am with this. And this is my, I was naughty because I wasn't supposed to start this, and you know, I was a little rebellious, okay? So I did it anyway. I couldn't resist. I did it anyway. And when I was at the store, the yarn store with a friend of mine, we were looking at all the different yarns. I was like, well, this obviously not in my normal color, but it really does go well with skin tone and hair and everything. It looks really nice. So I got that light mint green. Well, there was this complementary yarn, you know, complementary as in it goes well together, not complementary as in free, but this complementary yarn, and it's got sequins in it and stuff. It's really pretty. So this has 208 yards. It is, they say it's a sport weight. It's like a runner yarn. I don't know. I mean, if you were like making something lacy, you'd use it as a sport weight. What's in it? It's made in Italy. Lena Gatto Ibiza, not really sure. But it is mint sequin poly cotton, okay? 61% polyester, 28% cotton, 7% polymade, 2% of the metallicized fibers, and 2% other fibers. I don't know, do they sweep the floor? I'm not sure. But it's got the beautiful glisten. So what I was thinking, and we'll see, because that's just getting a little excessive, just make the stupid sweater. It's not a stupid sweater, it's a pretty sweater. Just make the pretty sweater and be able to wear it. But, you know, because sometimes I like to add extra complications to my projects, just, you know, to add angst, you know? Yeah. So on this lace with the bottom, when I start that lace row, that tip, what I was looking at is running both of these together. What do you think? So having that with the lace with both together, so the very bottom will be a little blingy. I think that'll be pretty cool. I know, I'm liking that idea. And then the other thing, to even add even a bigger, a larger portion of difficulty. I can't even believe that I'm stating this. I just back away. I cannot even believe that I'm bringing this up. So we see this pattern here, how it goes down, you're like in that little bit of a V, and all of that stockinette, that's what that plain knitting and everything, the sweater, goes down, and then the lace is that V right here, and then down to all this lace work. So do I make it to where only this lace part right here has that sequin and this part in between doesn't, that's a lot of extra work. That would be a lot of extra work to do that, because it would be carrying the yarn in the back for that much space. So yeah, it would definitely be a lot more work, but I'm wondering, would it really make everything pop more and, you know, just make it look even better? I don't know. So it's an option. It is definitely an option. I don't know. I've got, you know, maybe like an inch or so to go. I'll do another increase, and then it's starting the lace. So, yeah, that's a little excessive, you know. I think on this one, my saving grace is, look how cute this is. Look how adorable the sleeves are as is. You know what I'm getting at? Attach some yarn, bind it off, and call it good, right? Because those are great just the way they are. Do I need to add more? I mean, these are a little longer, right? But do I need to add that? You know, I mean, my friend and I, when we're talking about it, said it kind of flared out a little bit, and, you know, wasn't really sure how much I liked the super length of the sleeve anyway. I might be able to do that, because it's not like there's no sleeve, right? And it looks pretty. I like the way that it looks and lays. I might do that. We'll see. We'll see. I got plenty of yarn, so it's not that. But I think it looks great as is. So let me know what you would do on that. And it feels wonderful. It's really pretty. And I'm surprised to have gotten so much done, as we've got the things we're making Thursday series as garments. And I have so many garments right now that I'm working on. The last thing I needed to do was start another one, but I did. And, you know, I'd like to finish this while the momentum is there, right? You know, I'm not the only one who does that. I'll start a project hot and heavy, like, I got this, I can get this done. And if I can muscle through it and keep that momentum and that energy all the way to the end, it'll be done, and it'll get done fast. But if I see something else, you know, like squirrel, shiny, ooh, pretty, then there's a problem. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, I just wanted to show you all the stuff. I did work on one of my other shawls, but it's not here, and I only put a couple rows on it. I don't know if you'd be able to visually see it, but I did pick it up, and I did more than one row, or, you know, more than one stitch, right? I did a few rows. I think I did like 4 rows. Yeah, it's in finger weight. You can't really tell, but I know I did it, right? I did it. It's bigger. It's better, right? You keep that up, and it'll get done. It will. That's, yes. You know, so life's victories, you gotta cheer them on. We got this, one bit at a time. See, did I do anything else? I don't know. I didn't write it down, so whatever. That's good, right? So not a bad week. Some finished projects and a lot of work on some other stuff, to include my socks. They also got some love, and I think that is wonderful. With that, I'm going to let everybody go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be, and I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.